Ever wondered how you can go from a digital idea on a computer screen to a physical object you can hold in your hand? That's the magic of 3D printing, and today we're going to break down exactly how it works. It's simpler than you might think, but the results are absolutely incredible. So, where does it all start? Every 3D printed object begins its life as a digital file, specifically a 3D model. You can create these models yourself using computer-aided design, or CAD, software like Tinkercad, Fusion 360, or Blender. If you're not a designer, don't worry. There are huge online communities like Thingiverse and Printables where you can download millions of pre-made models for free. Think of it like a digital blueprint for your object. Once you have your 3D model, which is usually in an STL file format, you can't just send it directly to the printer. The printer needs more specific instructions, and that's where the next crucial step comes in, slicing. You'll use a special piece of software called a slicer. Popular ones include Cura and Slicer. What the slicer does is digitally cut your 3D model into hundreds or even thousands of super thin horizontal layers. It's like slicing a loaf of bread, but on a microscopic scale. The slicer then generates a file typically called G-code, which is a detailed set of coordinates and instructions that tells the printer exactly where to move, how fast to go, and how much material to use for each individual layer. Now for the main event, the printing process itself. This is where the digital file becomes a physical reality. The most common type of 3D printing for hobbyists is called fused deposition modeling, or FDM. Here's how it works. The printer takes a spool of plastic filament, think of it like a thin string of plastic, and feeds it into a hot end. This hot end melts the plastic to a precise temperature, turning it into a semi-liquid state. The printer then uses the G-code instructions to move the nozzle, or the hot end, along the X, Y, and Z axes. It carefully extrudes the molten plastic onto a build plate, drawing the first layer of your object. Once that layer is complete, the build plate moves down slightly, or the nozzle moves up, and the printer begins drawing the next layer directly on top of the previous one. This process repeats, layer by tiny layer, building the object from the ground up. It's like building something with Legos, but with molten plastic and incredible precision. You can literally watch your creation come to life over several hours. Of course, FDM is just one type of 3D printing. There are others, like stereolithography, or SLA, which uses a UV laser to cure liquid resin into a solid object, layer by layer. This method can produce incredibly detailed and smooth models. Another type is selective laser sintering, or SLS, which uses a powerful laser to fuse together particles of powder, like nylon or even metal, to build strong, durable parts. The materials are just as diverse as the technologies. While FDM printers most commonly use plastics like PLA, which is plant-based and easy to print with, or ABS, which is stronger and more heat-resistant. You can also print with flexible materials, wooden-fused filaments, and even carbon fiber-reinforced plastics for high-strength applications. Resin printers can use a variety of resins with different properties, from tough and durable to flexible or castable for jewelry making. So, to recap, it all starts with a 3D model, which is then sliced into layers to create instructions for the printer. The printer then reads these instructions and builds the object layer by meticulous layer, using either melted plastic, cured resin, or fused powder. It's a transformative technology that's changing everything from manufacturing and medicine to art and home repairs. What was once science fiction is now sitting on desktops around the world, turning digital dreams into physical realities. Thanks for watching. If you found this explanation helpful, be sure to hit that like button and subscribe for more deep dives into amazing technology. Let me know in the comments what you'd like to see 3D printed. See you next time.